Hello learners, I welcome you once again to this e-learning program. I hope you are doing well as I am. We are here again to continue with our mathematics lesson. So today we are going to look at fraction, and then you talk about subtraction of fractions, because last time we have done addition of fractions and we learned how to add three fractions of different denominators which are unlike fractions. We have also learned how to use our ideas on addition on fractions in our daily activities. So shall be today's activities also. As we will be talking about subtraction of fractions, we will also introduce subtraction of three different fractions, and then we will see how we can also use these ideas in our daily activities. So prepare everything beside you so that we can continue the lesson without any difficulties. I hope you are ready to start. Let's look at how we can add or subtract three fractions. Subtraction of three fractions. Look at this small question. 10 minus 2 whole number 1 over 3 minus 1 whole number 5 over 1 whole number 1 over 5. So without wasting time, you have done a lot about fractions. So we shall quickly solve this one. We have already learned that 10 is the same as 10 over 1. I hope you can remember very well. So minus 2 whole number 1 over 3 minus 1 whole number 1 over 5. So what we will do here is to convert our mixed fraction into improper fractions before we can continue. So 10 is already an improper fraction which is 10 over 1 minus this one. We already learned that you multiply the numerators by the denominators, you add it to the numerator. So our numerator here is 1 over 3 minus, we do the same thing over here. We multiply 1 by the denominator, which is 5, then we add it to the top, the numerator, which is already 1 over there, this numerator. Okay, so over what? 5. We are not changing the denominator. So this one will lead us to write 10 to get 10 over 1. Okay, 10 over 1, 10 over 1, sorry, and then minus, we are having 2 times 3, which is giving us 6, that's the one in the bracket, plus 1 minus 1 times 5 will give us what? 5 plus 1 over 5. Are you there? So I wish we could continue over here. Then we are having 10 over 1 minus 6 plus 1 will give us what? 7. Very good. 7 over 3 minus 5 plus 1 will give us what? 6. So we are having 6 over 5. So now that we have improper fractions and they are unlike, meaning they don't have the same denominators, so what do? We must look for the LCM. So let's move to the next page. The next page, we're having 10 minus 7 over 10 minus 7 over 3, is it not so? Minus 6 over 5 is exactly what we got. And we said that 10 is the same as 10 over 1. So quickly we are going to look for the LCM for these three fractions, denominators. So number 1, if you should take this 1, we'll find the LCM of it. Okay, we'll find the LCM of it, and then we also find the let's say we are finding the multiple of 1, the multiples of 3, the multiples of 5, and what is common for them, and that common number should be the least among them. So if you should check it very well, here we know that 1 can go into 15, 3 can also go into 15, and 5 can also go into 15. And I'm sure if you should follow our step that we have been doing always, you will get the same. Okay, so I will not do for 1 because it will take our time. Let's check 3. When we pick 3, multiples of 3, we have 1 times 1, 3 times 1, 3, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 3, 9, 3 times 4, 12, 3 times 5, 15. Then we'll continue from there. Okay, then if you should look for multiples of 5, 5 1 5, 5 times 2 10, 5 times 3 15. You can see that you have come across 15 and then 15. So if you should do the same thing for 1 times 1, so you get 1, we will get 1 times 2, 1 times 3, 1 times 5, up to 15. We'll get 1 times 15 is what? 15. So that will be our LCM. So our LCM will be 15. Okay, our LCM will be 15. So we'll use our previous knowledge to continue from there. Now, since our LCM is 15, then we shall ask ourselves, so how will I do to 1 to get my 15? I have to multiply by 15. What about the top? Since I've done it at the bottom, I should also do the same thing at the top. Very good. Very good. So we are having 10 times 15 over 1 times 15 minus, so ask yourself, what should I multiply by 3 to get 15? Somebody is saying 5. That's correct. So I must do the same thing at the top. Minus, now what about 5 times 3? Then I'll get my 15. Then I should also do the top also. I should multiply by 3 exactly. So now from there we can continue. From there we know that after multiplying 10 by 15 we get 150. That one will be over 15, is it not so? Minus 7 times 5 will give us what? 7 times 5 will give us what? 35. 35. 35 over 15 minus 6 times this one. If you should do 6 times, if I should do 6 times 3, I will get what? Let's manage the thing. 5 times 0, 5. 10, you said that 10 times 15 will give us 150 over 15 minus 35 over 15 minus, we said that 6 times 3 will give us 18. So 18 over 15. Now that they all have the same denominators, we have learned how to do that. We just subtract the top and then keep our denominator. So our denominator is 15, and we have 150 minus 35 minus 18. Okay, now we have to do our subtraction. Is it not so? We have to do our subtraction. So let's move to the next page. So as we were saying, we found that we have to do 150 minus 35 minus 18. It's exactly what we found on the last page. 150 minus 35 minus 18. So if we should do that one quickly, we'll get this 5 minus, or let's say 10 minus 5, we'll get 5. It's the same as 0 minus 5, which I cannot do. Then you say you are going to borrow. So I decomposed 50. So we have 40 and 10. 40 and what? 10. So now 10 minus 5 will give me 5. And then 4 minus 3 will give me 1. Is that so? So what about 1 minus 0? To be 1. So I will continue from there. I will take away the 18 from 115. So ask yourself, if I should take 8 from 15, what do I have? To be 7. Is it not so? Then this one became what? 10. 10 minus 1 is what? 9. You can do it at your end to check it. Okay. So this one will give us 90. To give us 97 out of 15. Out of 15. So from there, class, will you leave our answer like this? No, we can't, because we have learned that if the number is, our final answer is in improper fraction, let's convert it into mixed fraction. So for that matter, I'm going to do long division. That is 97 divided by 15. So if we should ask ourselves, how many times will 15 go into 97? So let's think about it. If I should choose 6, okay, let's try this one. 6 times 5 will give me 30. Then carried 1. 6 times 1 will give me 6 plus 3, 9. So I'm getting 90. Remainder 7. So this one, this final answer will be the same as, our whole number is 6. And then we are having 7. That we should also continue with division. The division. If I should continue with the division, I will get 15 at the bottom. So 6 whole number 7 out of 15. That will be our final answer. And don't forget that you need to conclude by saying, therefore 10 minus 2 whole number 1 over 3, and then minus 1 whole number 1 over 5 equal, and you write our answer, 6 whole number 1 over 15. Well done. I hope you are following. That is one way of answering or subtracting 3 fractions of the of different words denominator or unlike fractions. Very good. Now let's look at how this is what we explained. And that was the answer we got. This is how your word should be presented. Okay, so now look at how we can subtract or use subtraction in word problem. Subtraction in word problem supposed to be subtraction in word problem. Okay, so look at the question. Efia had 30 Ghana cedis. She spent 5/1/8 on books and 12/3/4 on toys. How much money is left with her? Because of the statement left with her, it means we must subtract what she spent from what she was having so that we can get the remaining or the left over. Meaning here we need to do subtraction. Is it not so? So let's see how we can answer this question. The total money Equia was holding is 30 Ghana cedis. Out of this, she spent on books. She spent on books. How much? 5/18. And then she also spent on toys an amount of 12/3/4. Okay, for us to do the work without any challenges, somebody can go ahead and do 30 minus 5/1/8 minus 12/3/4. But I want to simplify the thing for you in this form. Okay, we shall first of all calculate the expenses that Efia made, okay, by adding these two fractions. After that, we will calculate what is left by taking the expenses from what she was having, which is 30 Ghana. Can we continue? So let's add the expenses. The expenses. Okay, which is book plus what? Toy. The money for book plus the money for toy. Very good. So now I'm having 5/1/8 plus 12/3/4. Okay, so what we do here is addition. We have learned how to do this. We have learned that this one is the same as 5 plus 1/8. Is that also? And then the other side, can we do the same thing? Yes. 12 plus 3/4. Very good. So it means we can add up the whole numbers and then add the fractions. So the whole numbers will be 1 plus 12. And then the fractions will also be 1/8 plus 3/4. Are you following? Out of 4. Are you there? Can we move to the next page? Okay. Since we can move to the next page, thank God. So we have just said that we shall add the this in whole numbers 5 plus 12. We shall add the whole numbers 5. We have said that we shall add the whole numbers. Okay, 5 plus 12 and to the and then we also add the fractions. We are having 1 out of 8 and then 3 out of 4. I will do everything for you. Now we are having our addition here. Very good. So from here we don't have any big thing to do. We know that this one will give us 17, and the other side, looking at the thing, we have 8, we have 4. If we should look for the multiples of 8, we will say 8 to 1 8, 8 to 16, 8 3 21 24. Then we'll continue from there. So now let's look at number the 4, this one. If you should look for the multiples of this, we shall also say 4 times 1 4, 4 times 2 8. So you have got 8 already, which is the same as the first one we got for the 8 over here, meaning 8 can be our LCM. So quickly I'm taking 1 as my 8 as my LCM. So what do I do for 8 to get 8 is times 1. So those who want me to continue, I'll add it there. I'll multiply for you to see. So to multiply a number by 1 will not change that number. We have learnt it. Now what about 2? Sorry for that. So that we'll get our 8 at the bottom. So the top will give us 6 and the bottom will give us 8. Now that we are having the same denominators, we can go ahead and do our work very simple, because we have learned that when the fractions are having the same denominator, what do? We just add the top. So let's see. 17 cedis. 17 cedis plus, okay, 1 out of 8 plus 6 out of 8. So what we got there. So we'll continue with our fraction. 17 cedis plus, here we are having 8 and we'll add what's at the top. As you know, so 1 plus 6. Sorry. So now we are having 17 cedis plus 7 out of 8. Don't forget that we have learned that this one is the same as 17 cedis whole number 7 out of 8. Do you remember? So this is what we have gotten. Okay, we have gotten 7 whole number 7 over 8 is what a figure has spent. So we shall continue to answer the question, how much money is left, by subtracting this answer from the 30. But to make the work very easy for us, I want us to convert this one into mixed improper fraction. So if you continue by converting this one into improper fraction, we will get it very easy. Now let's move to the next page. We got our answer to be 17 whole number 7 over 8, and we are saying that this one can be written as, if you should change it into improper fraction, 17 times 8 plus the top 7 over 8. Okay, so if that is the case, we are going to do a small calculation. So let's do our calculation. 17 times 8 will give us what? 8 times 7 is what? If your answer is 56, then you are doing well. 8 times 1, 1 plus 5, is it 13? Very good. So I'm getting 136 plus 7 out of 8. Okay, out of 8. So now from there we can add what is at the top. We can what? Add what is at the top. So now if I should add 6 to 7, what do I get? You say 13, that's good. Then the other one will go to 3, that will give us 4, is it not so? And then we have 143 out of 8. So this means that this whole number can be written, these mixed numbers can also be written as improper fraction that we got. Okay, so we shall continue our work with this so that we will not suffer. So from here we can calculate how much money is left by doing what? By doing 30 Ghana cedis minus what we got over here, which is 143 over 8. Don't forget that 30 can be written as over 1. 30 over 1. So here we are looking for LCM. So automatically, since this one is 1, our LCM will be 8. Okay, our LCM will be what? 8. So what do I do to get 8 as denominator over here? So I will multiply 1 by 8. For that matter, I must also multiply 30 by 8. Then this side, it is the 8 we are looking for. We can maintain it without doing anything. Someone can decide to do times 1. Don't worry, you will get the same answer. So now we are having 30 times 8. 8 times 0 will give us 0. 8 times 3 will give us what? Did you say 24? Very good. Give us 24. So now we are having 240. 240. Our answer will be 240 Ghana cedis over 8 minus 143 over 8. Are we having the same denominators? Well done. Then it means we can just subtract our work without wasting time. So what do? We keep the denominator and subtract what is at the top, minus 143. This one is not a problem. Is it a problem? No. We are to subtract this 240 minus 143. Okay, all over 8. The CD here is for the chart. That's why I've written it where the bar is. Okay, so we are now going to do 240 minus 143. So we have learned how to do decomposition, or someone will say I borrow. So let's borrow from 4 because we can't do 0 minus 3. So we are getting 10. 10 minus 3 will give us 7. This one we are now having 3. So we cannot also use subtract 4 from 3. So we are going to bring another one here, making what? 13. 13 minus 4 will give me 9. Now we are having 1 here. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. Okay, so for that matter we are having 97 out of. So we are saying that if we should continue, we'll have 240 minus 143 over 8. Then this will give us 97 over 8. I hope no one among you will leave your answer like this, because we have done these things severally. We have said that you must convert it into mixed fraction whenever we get an answer like this. So we shall say that we shall do our long division, 97 divided by 8. Okay, so ask yourself, you pick 9 first. 9, 8 will go into 9 once, so 1 times 9, 1 times 8 will give me 8. If I should subtract it, I'll get 1. Then remember, we will bring down the 7. Is it not so? Now you're having 17 divided by 8. It will go how many times? I hope you are saying 2 times. 2 times 8 will give us what? 16. So you can see that we are having a remainder 1, because you will do 16 minus 17. Okay, so meaning our final answer will be 12. Our final will be 12 whole number 1 over 8. 12 whole number 1 over 8. So you can happily, or you can now answer the question. They say, how much money is left with her? So you say the money that is left with her is 12 whole number 1 over 8. Okay, then they will give you the full mark. This is how we can use our fractions in daily activities, because when we go to market, you may end up having some things that you are buying, they are in fractions. So what do? You must add or subtract. Thank you for your attention from the beginning to the end, and make sure you stay home, you listen to your parents, follow the protocols, because coronavirus is real. Bye bye.